everybody. Thank you for coming back to the channel. So as many of you, or some of you have seen, I recently got the new Mavic Air 2, which is this right here. I've already posted a couple of videos with some footage on it, but today I wanted to show you a little bit about this. It's just going to be kind of like general information. It's not going to be like a full tutorial or anything like that. I just want to point out some of the features and what this drone does and what it has on board, so you're a little bit familiar if you decide that you might want to purchase one of these. So I've got the link for the Mavic Air 2 in the description. Also have the link for the Mavic Air 2 Fly More combo, which comes with more batteries and stuff like that. So if you need more batteries, Fly More combo would be the way to go. So anyway, let's get started. Again, this is the Mavic Air 2. The first thing that you will notice when you get yours out of the box, which I've already taken off on mine, you will notice an abundance of stickers. You'll have them on each arm, you'll have them on the bottom, on the gimbal cover, and basically all those are is they give you step-by-step on how to unfold arms, etc., hold things in place, stuff like that. So just go ahead and take all of those off and get it to where it looks just like this with no stickers at all. So that's the first thing you're going to do. Or if you like the stickers, keep them on. They look kind of cheesy, but that's up to you. So second thing you're going to do, the way to basically start using this drone is you want to unfold the front arms first. It's front toward the gimbal here. So you unfold those first, and then you can go ahead and fold down these back arms. And this is what you have there. You can take off the gimbal cover. There's just a little clip under here. Squeeze that and take it off. Be very careful. Gimbal is very sensitive. Now, with the propellers, they come with these propellers, and you will have a couple extra no matter what package you buy, whether you buy the Fly More or the standard. They do give you some extras. But if you see on the little propeller, the ring here, there's a little bit of gray right there around that ring. And on the other set, you don't have the gray, you have just the black. Now these coordinate with what is on the drone. See, this drone has, on the tips, there's just black there. And on this one, you actually have gray on each side. And so that will tell you which propellers go on which side. So since this one has the little gray thing, you're going to find it with the little gray, and all you're going to do, there's little slots. You just kind of push down on that, turn the motor until they're locked into place. Then you do the same with the black side and just lock them into place. And it's really easy to do. Just make sure that before you take off that those are 100% locked into place, or you might not even take off. And if you do take off, you might have a problem. The great thing about this too is the app that you fly with actually comes up and asks you to check that before you take off. You can actually turn that feature off if you want, but it's a good little reminder before you take off and do something bad to your drone. So that's what it looks like with the propellers on there. So now you have this battery. It's already installed, but I'll show you how to. So just to put the battery in, it's kind of neat. All you do is push down and you want to hear a click. This is a lot different than a lot of the previous DJI drones, because the other DJI drones either inserted from the back or actually clicked from underneath. This one's actually on top, so there's really no chance of that coming loose and falling out, which is a good thing because you don't want to lose your drone. So the way to turn this drone on, just like any other drone, you push that for a second, then push and hold it again, it'll come on, and then just the opposite to turn the thing off. Now if we take a look at the drone here, if you look at the front, you've got your front obstacle avoidance sensors. That keeps it from smacking into a wall or tree or anything else. And you have your camera with gimbal. And if you face it this way, you'll see this little tab down here. you can actually undo this little tab, and what that is a USB-C port. And what the USB-C port does, this only is a data transfer. So if you decide to record your data, your flight footage onto the drone itself, because it does have 8 gigabytes of onboard memory, if you decide to record onto the onboard memory, this is how you transfer it off. You just plug in the included USB-C cable, plug it to your computer, and you can transfer that data off of there. I would recommend always transferring or always recording your footage to your micro SD card, which that slot is on this side. So I would always recommend recording to that, just because you can just save more footage on that. But it is pretty convenient if you get out and you get to where you are to fly and you realize that you forgot a micro SD card. Don't worry, because it does have a little bit of memory on board, so you are safe there. But always try to record to your micro SD card, and that's what this port is here. Put your micro SD in there. Now if you look at the back, more obstacle avoidance sensors. So if you're flying backwards, you don't hit anything. And then we take a look at the bottom of the drone, and this is kind of what impresses me. You have your landing sensors here that will detect the ground when you are landing. And this here in the middle is actually a landing light, and you can illuminate that with the controller. It's good for if you're flying at dusk or dark and you're coming in for a landing. You can see if where you're landing is actually like a safe place to land. There's no rocks or brush or anything like that. And if you're flying at night and you kind of can't see your drone and you're freaking out a little bit, because you can turn it on from the controller, that light is pretty bright, and that will allow you to see your drone in the sky at night. So that's kind of a little bit of a convenient feature. So anyway, that's pretty much the general basics of the drone itself. If you are looking at buying this, I highly recommend looking at some other videos and seeing what else it does. But I do want to show you the remote on this drone. So just looking at the remote here, you can tell that it's a little bit different than what we've seen before on DJI drones. It's very sturdy. It has a good feel to it. There's just some rubber there, or kind of like a rubber surface. It has a really good feel to it. It's very, very well built. I will just go over the basic features here. Not going to get really into it. So if you start up here, function key, and you can basically, it's kind of cool, you can actually program this key to do a couple various different things, and you just do that in the app itself. You can have it do a little combination of things, which is kind of cool. You have your return to home button. So if you're flying and you want to come home, you just push and hold that. It will return to you. It'll land pretty much in the same area that it took off from because of the GPS. In the middle, you see tripod, normal, and sport mode, a little slider here. Normal mode is just that. It's normal mode. It flies at a pretty decent speed. You kick it over into sport mode, and that flies even faster. That can be kind of dangerous if you're around a lot of stuff, and it's especially dangerous because in sport mode you do not have your obstacle avoidance. That is shut off. So if you are in sport mode, be very careful, because if you are around a lot of things, you have a good chance of running into something, and your obstacle avoidance sensors are not going to work in that mode. Tripod mode, I'll be honest, I had to look this up because that's the first time I've ever seen that. And basically, from what I can tell, according to DJI's website and some other websites, it basically says that it enables fine control of your drone, and it limits maximum speed and reduces braking distance. I have not messed with that. I don't know if I plan on messing with that, but that's also just something to be aware of. I would recommend just flying in normal mode, and maybe if you're out in the open and you want to try sport mode, it can be fun, so you might give that a try. But then there's the power button, same as turning on the drone. Push it once and then push and hold for a few seconds, and the remote will come on. And up here you have the camera drone, and this will flip I'm sorry, the camera button, and this will flip from camera mode to video mode. So that's all that does. And then of course you have your main controls, which if you're a drone person, everybody knows how to use those. But you can also in the app change how these controls work. So it's all up to you. Bottom of the drone, you have where the sticks are held, and you have your USB-C port for charging. Up top, you have your camera button or record button, depending on what mode you are in. So if you are in just camera mode, you just push this button to take a picture. If you are in video mode, you push that button to stop and start the video. And over here you have the, I call it a wheel, gimbal control wheel, and this will control your gimbal, your camera, from going up and down. And the great feature about this, which is a lot different than what we've seen before, there is no bottom area that flips out to insert your phone. You get this cool little thing that pops up. And inside of there is the cable that connects to your phone. I already have mine in here for the Android, but it's kind of cool because if you can see down here, this part just holds, actually that's where the cable plugs in on this side, and the other side actually just holds this side of the cable. That's what goes to your phone, but when you're storing it, when you're not using it, that pops in there, your cable folds nicely into there, and then it all closes together. But it's kind of cool because this opens up, this pops open, and if I were to take my phone, it just kind of goes in there like that, which is kind of cool. So that's actually what it would look like. And it is a pretty neat feature. It's a lot easier to deal with, other than, you know, having your phone down here and then a long cable going down there. I've actually had to get an extension for some of them. But yeah, all the cables are included for your phone, so whether you use iPhone or Android, all the cables are included, and you can just plug your cables into there and just keep it in there. It's a lot easier. So anyway, guys, that is it for the drone and the controller of the drone. But there is one other thing I want to show you. I will also link this in the description, but I found this on Amazon, and this is a nice little hard shell case. Let me pick up the camera here. Nice little hard shell case that fits the Mavic Air 2. This was, I think, $45, $50, something like that. But as you can see, it has cutouts for 4 different batteries. You can still have one battery on board in the drone. It's for your controller, your charger, miscellaneous cables, and it fits the drone perfectly. Like, I have looked at a few different cases for these drones, and this is like one of the best ones I have found so far. So I really like it. And it does come with this little pamphlet. Let me show you. Well, not pamphlet, but, and it basically shows you what goes where in this case. So if you're interested in that, I will go ahead and put the link down in the description for that, for the drone. And so yeah, guys, if you're thinking about getting one of these drones, they are really great. It's probably my favorite go-to, or my go-to at this point. And yeah, so that's it, guys. So if you're interested, take a look, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.